The Helen High boys cross-country team entered the 1982 state meet as the pre-meet favorites after going undefeated during the regular season and beating every other AA team in either dual or invitational competition. At the finals in Billings, the Bengals captured the program's first ever Harrier Championship, placing 4 runners in the top 7, while setting a new AA record of 38 points. The Red and White outdistanced Billings Senior by 45 points, who placed runner-up with 83. Finishing 3-4-5 for HHS coach Bill Gilbert were Jerry Mangan, Steve Simpson, and Tony Poyer. Dan Crichton finished 7th, while Frosch Brink Cookenrod took 19th. Brian Knight. Brian Knight is the only native Helenan to become a Major League Baseball umpire. Brian started his baseball career locally as a member of the 1987 Helena Bambino All-Stars, who advanced to a berth in the National Babe Ruth Tournament in Oakland, California. A 1993 Capitol High grad and Helena Senators Legion pitcher, after working his way up through the minor league umpiring ranks, Brian worked his first big league game as a substitute in 2001. From 2001 to 2010, he spent his time between the AAA minors and the majors before becoming a full-time MLB umpire in 2011. Since then, Brian Knight has worked the 2012 All-Star Game, the 2013 American League Wild Card Game, 2 National League Division Series in 2014 and 15, and the 2016 American League Division Series. In 1953, 56, 57 Days Plasterers. Helena's Days Plasterers was arguably Montana's dominating women's fast-pitch softball team of the 1950s. Days garnered 3 state championships in 1953, 1956, and 1957 during the decade, and placed runner-up twice in 1954 and 1955. From 1953 to 1957, they appeared in 5 state title games in a row, and there were also several girls on the 1951 East Helena Kessler titleists that later softballed for the Plasterers. In the 1953 finals, Days edged local rivals Helena Freezers 11-10. In 1956, it defeated the Anaconda Merchants 13-0, and then the following year, the Plasterers' juggernaut-shaded Anaconda Merchants 11-10 for their 3rd state crown in 5 years. Christina Smetana Eichler. Christina Smetana Eichler made Capitol High history when she graduated in 2016 by becoming the first Lady Bruin ever to garner 12 varsity letters, 4 each in volleyball, basketball, and softball. Christina compiled 7 total All-State selections, and as a senior, she was just the 2nd CHS girl to garner All-State citations in each sport in the same school year. She left the volleyball program ranked in the top 5 in 8 categories, including career records of 672 kills and 195 blocks. At Carroll College with the Saints, Smetana was a 3-time All-Conference selection. As a senior, Christina Smetana led the conference in kills, blocks, and hitting percentage, and was named the 2009 Frontier Player of the Year and an NAIA Second-Team All-American. Leo Dutch Snyder. The late Leo Dutch Snyder had been a standout basketball player at Helena High in the 1920s and was a charter member of the original Helena Legion junior baseball team in 1926. Dutch went on to a 25-year career in the semi-pro city and state baseball leagues. One of the state's best all-around players, Dutch claimed a pair of league batting titles and pitched several no-hitters, once striking out 20 of a possible 21 batters in a 7-inning no-no. He also coached the Helena Legion for several years in the late 1940s. An avid golfer, Snyder won 6 Bill Roberts Golf Championships, 2 Green Meadow Country Club titles, and 1 City Crown. Dutch Snyder was also a member of a state championship bowling team. (1966-1968) Helena Trail Riders. The Helena Trail Riders have captured 2 National Saddle Club Association Moxie titles in 1966 and 1968. At the inaugural NSCA Championships in Billings in 1966, the Helena Trail Riders handily outdistanced the Billings Saddle Club by 270 points for their first national crown, 570 to 300. Local area national champions included Mary Herron twice, Chuck Hart, Roxy Score, Bill McGowan, Bobby McGowan, Jim McGowan, and Donna Wall. The Helena Trail Riders' second NSCA crown was much closer, edging the Burns Creek Riders of Savage by a mere 10 points, 470 to 460 in 1968. Local horsemen garnering national Moxie titles at the Lewis and Clark Fairgrounds included Keith Herron, Laura Herron, and Susan Swanberg. Nate Boyd. Nate Boyd, a 1999 Helena High grad, was a 7-time state track champion. Boyd captured 2 AA 100-meter dash titles, 2 110 hurdles crowns, 1 200 victory, and a pair of 400 relay championships. He's the only local athlete to win back-to-back 100 and 110 hurdles titles. Boyd compiled at least 8 school records, including state track meet career marks of 7 total titles, tied for 5 individual crowns, 74 points scored, and 12 all-state medals, and 6 all-state medals and 34 points in a single state meet. He established HHS's records for the 100 dash in 10.85 seconds, 14.56 in the 110 hurdles, and with the 400 relay at 42.85. Boyd, who used his speed on the gridiron for the Bengals as receiver at Well, ran collegiate track for Central Arizona Junior College. Charlotte Ewer Sandall. At 94 years young, Charlotte Ewer Sandall has amassed enough swimming medals, although she's given most away, to last 3 lifetimes, and she didn't even begin competing until the age of 75. Charlotte started out winning senior championships at the 2002 Big Sky State Games in Billings, before advancing to the 2007 World's Masters Championships in Christchurch, New Zealand. She went on to capture age group national and world championships in places like Sydney, Australia, Torino, Italy, and Gresham, Oregon. At the recent 2017 World Masters Games in Auckland, New Zealand, Charlotte established age group world records in the 100 breaststroke, 200 breast, 100 butterfly, and 200 IM, and a new Montana Masters record in the 50 fly. The 1940 Helena Boosters. The 1940 Helena Boosters captured this area's first women's state fastball-softball championship. In the finals at the tournament in Bozeman, 16-year-old Joe McMeekin pitched the 16-0 championship victory over the Bozeman Merrills. McMeekin fired a one-hitter, allowing only 3 base runners and striking out 15 batters in 7 innings. The win qualified the Boosters for the national championship in Detroit. Traveling in 4 vehicles, they drove cross-country, sleeping on school and church lawns at night. Unfortunately, they arrived too late to play and were disqualified. But in an exhibition game, the Boosters created quite a stir, dressed in their uniforms of plaid shirts and blue jeans. A highlight of the trip was seeing a Tigers game at Briggs Stadium. Matt Larson. Matt Larson competed in track and field and football for Capital High from 2000 to 2003, garnering a combined 6 All-State awards. His final 2 seasons, Matt went undefeated in 110 high hurdles and was a 2-time back-to-back divisional and state champion. Larson's 14.21 second victory at the 2002 state meet still stands as the state's all-class record 15 years later. Matt was also a 2-way All-State football player, helping CHS to an undefeated state championship in 2002. He was named Western Conference Defensive Co-MVP while setting 2 school grid records with 14 career interceptions and a season 31.3-yard kickoff return average. At the University of Montana, Matt Larson captured 3 Big Sky Conference hurdles titles with the Grizzlies track team. Megan Zanto Handel. Megan Zanto Handel graduated from Capital High in 2001, where she was a 3-year starter for CHS in volleyball and basketball. As a Lady Bruin Spiker, the 6'3" Zanto was a 2-time All-Stater at middle blocker, while establishing the pre-2002 team records of 394 season kills and 925 career kills. On the hard court, her senior year, she averaged about 11 points and 8.8 boards per game while leading Class AA in rebounding average. At Montana State, Zanto was a 3-time All-Big Sky selection and became only the second Lady Bobcat Spiker to reach 1,000 kills and 500 blocks. Megan Zanto holds MSU career records of 511 block assists and 592 total blocks, and is 3rd all-time in the Big Sky Conference with a 147 career blocking average. Ricknold Thompson. Ricknold Thompson established numerous state records during his 22 years as the Capital Lady Bruins head soccer coach, highlighted by his 8 Class AA championships. CHS claimed 5 straight crowns from 1996 to 2000, which included 68 consecutive victories with no ties, both state marks, and 3 more titles from 2003 to 2005. Thompson retired with a lifetime mark of 204, 69, and 45. Among his other state records are 204 career wins, most season points with 119 goals, fewest season points allowed of 2 goals, and 20 state tournament qualifications. As a Capital High boys track and field long jump and triple jump coach for the past 24 years, Ricknold Thompson's Tracksters have garnered 4 state long jump championships and 1 triple jump crown. Dick Muffig. The late Dick Muffig was an all-state trackster for Helena High and a standout Helena Legion and Carroll College baseball catcher. At the 1949 state track and field meet, he set the school record in javelin throw of 167 feet 9. After enlisting in the U.S. Air Force, Dick's Warren Air Force Base team won 2 Western Air Force titles in 1954 and 1955, and also captured the 1955 Worldwide Air Force Championship. Muffick was signed by the New York Yankees, serving in their farm system for 3 years and rising to the AAA minor league level. But when his path to the majors was blocked by the Yankee stalwarts Yogi Berra and Elson Howard, Muffick returned home to play for the Copper League champion East Helena Smelterites. In 1986-87 Capital High Boys Golf. The Capital High Boys Golf teams garnered back-to-back state championships in 1986 and 1987. In 1986, Coach Mike Dietzon's Bruins carded the 6-17, beating runner-up Billings West by 5 strokes at 6:22, and just missing the AA record by 2 strokes. Chet Bosdog led CHS with a third-place showing, shooting a 150. CHS placed 3 in the top 10, with Steve Hill and Rob Logston finishing in a 3-way tie for 6th at 154. In 1987, behind runner-up Steve Hill's 150, Capital retained its title by a single stroke, edging Missoula Sentinel 624 to 625. Hill's 5-foot pressure putt on the final hole clinched the crown for the brown and gold. Also in the top 11 were Logston, tied for 8th at 155, and Mike Roberts with a 156 sharing for 11th place. Lonnie Burt. Lonnie Burt, a 3-sport athlete for Capital High from 1979 to 1981, held the distinction of garnering all-state citations in football, wrestling, and track and field his senior year. Lonnie took state runner-up in shot put with a school record of 56.6.5, which lasted 36 years. On the mats, Burt captured the 1981 AA Heavyweight Championship, halting defending champion Billings West Gary Albright's 52-match win streak. At Montana State, Burt became a 3-time Big Sky Conference wrestling runner-up. An honorable mention grid All-State defensive lineman for the Bruins, Lonnie Burt then earned NCAA All-American status with the 1984 national champion MSU Bobcats prior to playing professionally for the Canadian Football League's BC Lions. 1983 Capital High Boys Gymnastics. In 1983, Capital High won the program's first state gymnastics boys championship, scoring 252 points, while edging runner-up Helen High at 246 by 6 points. The Bruins went into state after claiming their first divisional crown the week before, despite the loss of one of their top gymnasts, Dave Latour, to injury. At state, Coach Walt Chauncey's Chargers were in second place by 2.5 points after the first day, but through the use of good team depth, they did not crown an individual titleist. CHS put on a final day surge for the victory. The brown and gold top placer was Dwayne Frederick, finishing runner-up on rings. In 1987 Helena High Boys Gymnastics. Powered by Tim Fromm's 6 championships, the Helena High Boys Gymnastics teams captured the program's one and only state title, finishing ahead of runner-up Capital High 271 to 249 in Missoula in 1987. Coach Bill Kaiser's Bengals entered the meet undefeated in 4 meets, 2 invitationals and 2 duels, and continued that success behind Fromm's victories in the pommel horse, floor exercise, high bar, parallel bars, rings, and all around. Teammate Greg Smith garnered the vault crown, preventing Fromm from a sweep of all 7 events. 1988 Capitol High Boys Gymnastics. In the very last sanctioned MHSA State Gymnastics Championship, a two-team meet against Crosstown Helena High, Capitol High prevailed for their second team title, 263-236 over the Bengals. Coach Chauncey's Bruins won 5 of 6 categories, led by Dan Roberts' double victories in the rings and all around. CHS teammates winning their events were Chris Harrell in the floor exercise, Jeff Craig on pommel horse, and Adam Kovanak on parallel bars. Bob Chilton. The late Bob Chilton was an all-state running back for Helena High's football team and a member of the Bengals' 1940 state hockey championship. His dad actually founded the prep hockey team and built the skating rink while Bob played goalie with 3 of his brothers. Chilton also played in the net without a face mask, with the semi-pro Helena Vigilantes and Rangers posting game highs of 42 and 40 saves. After losing his right arm in a World War II accident, Chilton learned to play handball with one arm. A fierce competitor, Bob captured 3 state doubles open titles, 11 city double crowns, and 1 city singles championship. Mark Sampson. Mark Sampson began his football coaching career as a Helena High assistant in 1981. After stints at Townsend and Loyola, Mark went to Carroll College from 1990 to 1996, the last 5 years as the Saints' offensive coordinator. He then returned to his alma mater, guiding Capitals Gritters from 1997 to 2003, garnering 3 undefeated state titles in 1999, 2000, and 2002. Sampson's Bruins set a AA record of 26 consecutive victories, and his 13-0 mark in 2002 was a new AA standard for season wins. His career mark of 67-12 stands as CHS's win percentage record of .850. Mark Sampson went on to a 10-year career at Montana State Northern, earning Frontier Conference Coach of the Year in 2006 when the Lights went 9-3 and qualified for the NAIA playoffs.